Hello everyone, I'm Nick from nextstepnick.com and today we're going to talk about Poly Bridge 2. Now, full disclosure, I'm rubbish at this game, but I had a really good fun time playing it. I really like it. I think it's very, very addictive. I really like the way it does things in regard to physics. I have some victories. I do alright at times. Sometimes I do pretty well. That was not one of those times. But when you do well, you really get a feeling of satisfaction. It's a really fun game. The basic premise is you're building bridges, ramps and other constructions to make sure that cars and different vehicles can get across bodies of water. Sometimes it's jumping cliffs, sometimes it's avoiding obstacles, and it's pretty nice. I like the way that it kind of takes the physics engine and has a bit of fun with it. I'll be honest with you, when you do play this, the first couple of levels you might get a little bit bored because you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again. I was trying to mix it up really early on with these weird bridge designs. You might not know this from what you can see on the screen, but I'm not really an architect. And that shows because pretty much every vehicle I tried to help just went straight into the water. But that's kind of half the fun. I think the game is more fun when you do stop caring a bit, because you do kind of start to mess around. But like I say, the satisfaction when you get it right really makes it worthwhile. The different vehicles have different challenges and the different sort of slants to the land you're going to as well, so makes it more difficult. There's the idea of bearing the load on different joints, utilising things like springs later on. There's also different things like reinforced metals. There's hydraulics, believe it or not, at one point. It's just making sure that the bridge is kind of fit for purpose for each specific task. There's obstacles to avoid. There's really, really heavy duty vehicles as well that can just destroy bridges if they're not built correctly. And it's nice. It's kind of fun and educational at the same time. Like I say, quite a lot of the fun I had with it was when I just kind of messed around in it, because I'm not the most intelligent when it comes to stuff like this. I can kind of imagine it in my mind. You know, I know what a suspension bridge looks like, and I think, oh well, maybe I could do it a bit like a railway bridge, or maybe I could do this or that, and no, I'm not the best. There are moments where you work through and the challenge is really difficult and there's a really nice payoff when you succeed. There's other moments where you just end up sort of messing about. I mean, here, for example, it looks like a really weird creation I'm making here. I think this was like my 13th try. I was so frustrated at this point, but it was a nice frustration, do you know what I mean? It's that thing where you yell at the TV when you're playing a game, but you're not annoyed, you're just letting it out, you know? The way I described it to someone the other day was, it's a bit like being on a roller coaster, where you want to make a noise, you want to kind of shout, but you're not angry and you're not always scared. It's just you want to, you want to make that noise. This is one of those games that makes you do that. There's loads and loads of levels you can use as well, all of them in different areas and different settings. Each one has like a different task, a different thing you have to do, and that's really fun in its own right as well. And as the game progresses and you add in more and more difficult things, like for example using cables and springs, it gets really, really tough. There are moments later on where you've got to use ramps, for example, to jump massive obstacles. There are moments where you've got to do things like go against cliffs and make drawbridges and all sorts of stuff like that. And it just, it's fun. It's really fun, like I say. But it's one of those things that you just try and try and try and try. And there's so much in the way of trial and error going on with this game. If you're not really careful and you're not really thinking about where you're putting your different modules, you'll just crash all the time. And that happened to me so many times. There were so many points where I made things and I thought, yeah, this will work, and it didn't work. Oh. This was one of those moments. And the worst thing was, the fire engine didn't go in the water, and half the payoff for me is seeing vehicles fall in the water. There are moments of brilliance with this game where you think, yes, I've succeeded at something, and then 2 minutes later the whole thing goes to hell, and no, it's gone wrong. And this is one of those moments, for example, got the first car through, happy days, and oh yeah, forgot about the second one. Not gonna lie, by this point, for example, I'd stopped caring and I was in the sandbox mode and I was just having fun getting rid of the person who instructed me in the first place. Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't fire me when I'm bad at a job, I quit. And how better to quit than to drive a Zeppelin through your last work? Now, I call it art. To be honest, it's a type of art, isn't it? There you go, that's that. Anyway, that's Poly Bridge 2. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. And hopefully I'll catch you again very, very soon.